Welcome to Pam Branch Designs. It's a cold winter morning and it's time for me to get up and get my day started. I'm heading downstairs to my office so that I can get myself organized so I can start my day. I have papers to print and I need to really clean up this office before I really get started. Since my little one is still asleep, I'm going to take this time to cut a lot of papers so that I'll have them ready to go every time I have an order. My husband and I have a garden, so these extra papers, the scrap, goes in our compost bin. The sun is coming up and I'm sure my little one will be up soon. I've cut all my rice paper and my tissue paper, so now I'm going to just do a few chores, which includes feeding the birds. They're up there, they're watching me. They know that when I'm done, it'll be their time to come down to these feeders and have some breakfast. I was getting some bottles prepped for the day, and I happened to look up and I saw these two hawks in the tree. I believe they're red-shouldered hawks. And of course, they're staring at my bird feeder and looking for a different kind of breakfast. I think those are the same two hawks that were hanging around my back deck this past spring. I honestly believe that these little birds know that those hawks are up there watching, but they don't care. They're going to go ahead and have their breakfast anyway. The baby's not awake yet, so I'm going to go on back downstairs and start printing so that I can get these orders out in the mail. I can hear the baby upstairs, but I know my husband's up there and he's taking care of him. This is one of my favorite papers. It's a facial expression that so many of us have had from time to time, that resting bird face, where you're just not in the mood. But when I think about how good God is, my resting bird face tends to just go away. One way to not have that resting bird face is to just live in the moment and just be so grateful for what you have. I was making my coffee and I heard this high-pitched squealing noise outside. I haven't seen them since last year. The killdeer are back. I made this blueberry pie the other day. I think that's what I'll have for breakfast. I've had my breakfast, the baby is settled in my office, so now it's time for me to cut these rice papers. So this is a close-up of the paper I'm cutting. I actually created this image from a picture that I took of flowers that were right outside of my office. I took the background out of the photo, and then I added my own background to the photo just to add a nice look. I like to take the background out by hand so that I can have control over how much is removed from the image. I then played around with different options for the background. The program I use is called Procreate, and when I put the words on the image, I use Canva. This is a coaster that I made using this decoupage paper. I used the same image to make a greeting card. Now back to resting bird face, one of my favorites. I took this picture of a bluebird at my old house. It was right outside my window. There was traffic going by, which is one of the reasons why we moved. And the bird was just staring at me. I took a still from this video right here. And I used that for the image. I put this image on a greeting card as well. Of all the Bible verses I use in my decoupage papers and greeting cards, this one is a very popular one. People love it. I took this picture. This is the tree. The tufted titmouse was in that tree, and it's winter, so it's bare. But in the spring, my goodness, the colors are just beautiful. So this is the original picture I took of the tufted titmouse. And you see how he's leaning forward a little bit? So I liked the way the image turned out, but I can't see the tuft on top of its head. So I used a different photo. I used this photo of the bird and just replaced it on the same image of the photos. And this is a wood block, a wood sign that I made using that same paper. All right, so now that I have everything printed and cut, it's time to pack the order. These particular images were printed on rice paper, but I'm also starting to print on a lighter tissue paper. So stay tuned to learn more about my offerings of the lighter tissue paper. If you'd like to join my Facebook decoupage group, there's a link below. There's also a link below for my website where these papers can be purchased. So that tree that I showed you is actually a crabapple tree. It's really one of my favorites. In the spring, even in the winter, it's a great place for me to get pictures of birds. Here's a goldfinch. I used that in an image. And this picture of a cardinal, I took that in the same tree. And I used some of the branches for this one. And this is like the tufted titmouse. I just replaced it with the cardinal. And this is one of my most popular papers, this cardinal, same tree. And this is his little photo shoot from that same day. Please subscribe to the channel and learn more about how you can use my decoupage papers in your art projects. Whether you use my papers or someone else's or napkins, I hope you get something out of my videos that you can apply to your own projects. Thanks for watching.